And we're live already. Hello, everyone. Couple of
Hello.
minutes before the hour, but we're here live.
Yeah.
Me, your host, and today my guest is Suzy Godsey, certified facilitator of Access Consciousness, and she has a lot of experience and a lot to share with us in reference to animals, horses, the earth, and not only she's a certified facilitator, she's also certified facilitator for specialty classes like Talk to the Animals, Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider, and everything to do with Earth. And you're also very much present in the ranch, right? She goes and stays in the ranch also. Dr. Dane here and Gary Douglas co-own, and she teaches classes there. And I have had the pleasure of having two intro classes with her. It was my world really changed. My perception of myself with energies, with communication, not only with animals but with everything and all the energies around me. I came to realize where I was doing control, where I was doing force instead of being the potency and power. And here in this group, as I talked about before, we do the presumptive and reactive realities on different subjects,
Mhm.
and I'm really curious about your intake, about your perspective on the presumptive and reactive realities with the earth
Mhm.
and with the animals, and also for the listeners, for the audience. She is doing a year-long program in the Earth Wizards group, and she started for a 1 month, right? And running the elimination, sorry,
Yeah, elimination and eradication. You are
of microbiotic desertification of dermis process. And it has been such a contribution. And then, since the energies are shifting so much, right? You decided, or you tell the story that you are doing this for a year long now, and
Mhm.
yeah, more from you.
Well, no, I mean, it was literally just the sense that there was something shifting and that the earth was asking for more, and then just keep on going. Like, I really, the thing is, I think a lot of people also, that's one thing about presumptive reality with the earth. First of all, there is a lot of points of views out there how bad it is, and then also there's a lots of points of views out there that everything is fine, you know.
Mhm.
Which a lot of people say, well, you're in denial if you think things are fine. You know, climate change, some people are arguing that it's happening, others are saying it's not happening. But it doesn't matter on what side we are on, in a way.
Yeah.
You know, if we come to presumptive realities about any of it, meaning that we make it a reality, then it will actually also get created. And you know, if you've ever watched the movie Tomorrowland,
Yeah.
sort of has this whole idea, you know, we all decide something like the earth is going to die. Well, if we all have that as our presumptive realities, we're all moving towards that, even if we're trying to fight it at the same time. So, for all of us that know that there is a different possibility, we really have to get out of the presumptive reality that the earth is dying. We have to actually look at something else and go, hey, can I change something here? And what energy can I be to change it? What action do I have to take to change it? Um, it always starts with the energy. You know, now I see that. I used to, before I got into the tools of access consciousness, I thought that it started doing an action. You know, I had to join certain groups, or I had to fight for something or
Hmm.
against something. And now I'm realizing, oh, there's an energy first. And then there's also, how am I being today with the earth? You know, am I actually willing to be aware of what I am doing today that is creating an impact? Because sometimes we forget that every action we take
Hmm.
creates an impact. And you know, and sometimes I think that people are forgetting that, you know, or they think that, oh, I mean nothing, but you mean everything. And
Mm.
that's, I think, the biggest thing is that we've been told, oh, you alone can't make a difference. I know I was told this all the time as a kid. Oh, once you get older, you realize that all your dreams you have now, they're just like not relevant and you can't change anything. You're by yourself. And I would get so frustrated with that. And now I'm realizing those were lies. Those
Yeah,
are the lies that we're being fed. And so to me, it's important to recognize that and stop buying that lie that that we can't change anything by just choosing something different. We can.
yeah, yeah. And how much is that frustration actually your awareness that something is possible, but it's a lie, and that gets
Mhm.
you angry and frustrated?
Yeah.
And how different is that? I was before we got on live, I was just talking to Susie years ago, maybe up until 10 years ago, until I found some tools before Access, and then through Access, I had no idea, or I really didn't see myself um as by me myself alone, just like you mentioned, cannot have that much of an impact. I can't do it alone. Who am I against this huge immense planet, like seeing yourself small does not create anything greater. But when you see people, one person, we have had who is a mayor of one city in Turkey. I can give you him as an example. Nothing existed in that city. It was just a regular city. He built the city with parks, with greenery, with everything all over again. Now it is a site everyone wants to go and see. One
Well,
person did that.
yeah.
He also was a big influence in my changing the perspective.
Yeah. And you don't have to, like, then a lot of people conclude, well, I have to now be this person, this one person that changes everything. But honestly, where do you buy your vegetables right now? What store
Yeah.
do you go to? Where are you getting your groceries? Like, that alone has a huge impact. And even if you think it doesn't, it really does. Am I purchasing something here or there? What am I purchasing? What
Mhm.
company am I supporting with my purchases? All these things make a difference. And you are not just this one little thing in that. You are really creating a different future. And I often ask when I buy something, is this creating the future I would like to see in the world? Because a lot of times, again, it's not about logic. You could be buying from a company that says they're all organic and they're all this and
Mhm.
they're all that. But if you look at the energy, it's like,
Yeah.
and you don't know why, because all the outside looks good, but what is it that's sort of not matching the energy? And so, it's not about concluding that, all of this is good, all of this is bad, but really just looking at the energy. Okay, if I buy this today here from this company, is this creating the future I would like to see on the planet? Yes, no, no. Okay, well, is it somewhere else? Like, where do I, yeah, anyway. So these are the kinds of things you can play with that can really give you also a different sense of what you're doing. You're getting gas. Maybe you always
Mhm.
get gas at the same station for your car. Where is it that you are getting gas today? Is this contributing to what I want to see as the future on this planet? Um, or you're purchasing a car. What kind of car
Mhm.
do I want to buy? Etc. 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 I mean, it just goes on and on. So I think implementing that particular tool can make a difference for you too.
Wow, beautiful for everyone's it should be, it should be a part of our. I have heard this a few times before. I don't know where, it might be you also. Every now and then I remember. And when you go into a store and you buy something, your world expands. There is a different energy, especially about groceries. I perceive that a lot when I don't go to the price, but just the energy of it, my world expands. Just the
Mm.
lettuce can expand your energy. Yes, because it's congruent with what you want to create as a future.
Yeah.
And yeah, how different is that? Because there's also, you have talked about it, but slightly, like there are groups, or they're fighting against the change, fighting against the climate change, fighting against the desertification. What difference is there with the tools versus that? There's
Yeah,
presumptions, of course.
totally. To me, Access has changed so much for me with that whole conversation, because I now recognize, like, sometimes it actually, like you were talking about the tool of light, so you might see an organization that is asking for donation, and that's really light. And
Hmm.
so then I don't even think about it. I'll just donate something. Okay, cool. You know, but I don't make that so now I have to donate again, or this is how much I have to give, or this is how much I'm not giving, or whatever. Like, I don't even go into any of that. I just ask, so how much? And then, okay, cool, here you go. You know, and then if it's heavy, okay, then no, I don't have to do that. And even if I've donated to something forever, I don't have to keep doing it if all of a sudden it becomes a different energy. And it's not about donating either. So please don't go there. Nobody has to donate.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just using that as an example because, you can support with your money, of course. That's one way. You can also do an action. And here again, please have a look at the action that you are supporting, and is the action required? Because it's so interesting. When I first started this 15 minutes of decertification process, I was basically we're just sitting there and running an energy,
Hmm.
and there were some comments of people saying, like, well, this is not enough. Like, come on, like, do you really think this is going to make a change? We have to go out there and do something. And
Hmm.
again, that's a presumptive reality, and the opposite is also a presumptive reality. It's not about just being an energy and that is enough, but it can be enough, so but it all comes down to the question, like, okay, is there something else that I could be doing today that would create the future that I would like to see on this planet? And then again, it could be, yeah, write a letter, or do a podcast, or say something, or whatever, or do nothing and just be an energy.
Hmm.
So what if there were no rules, and what if it wasn't about, oh, I have to do this every day, or I have to commit to something every day? No, you don't. If you want to, then do it, but you don't have
Hmm.
to. And I think that's the part that gives us more freedom to really choose how we want to approach this and how we want to play with this. Um, and what if it really wasn't about the rules anymore, and if you want to be part of an organization, and if you love that energy and you want to be part of it, go for it. There's no
Hmm.
right or wrong there either. Just don't be surprised if you sometimes run into areas where it just doesn't feel like it's easy, because
Yeah.
a lot of organizations have to come up with certain rules and ways they do things, and sometimes that may not really be congruent with what you're asking for.
Totally. And I have heard comments from people who are in Earth Wizards, when conversing separately, that they have never ever thought about the possibility of communion with Earth and the impact they could have. So, I mean, thank you for Dr. Dane here, I think, who started that first, and then you continuing. And now it's over 50,000 people I saw who are already members there. And 50,000 some thousands of us, how much change are we totally creating? And we are presuming we're not influencing anything.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of communication, the communion for those who have doubts about themselves, if they're really doing it, or if they're really perceiving the energies, is there any tool or a question you would like to suggest, like I was 10 years ago?
Well, to me, the greatest exercise and ease with that to me is really playing with this. If you would like, for a couple of minutes, we can do it together right now, because to me, that is so potent and it's so wonderful and so easy. So, really, just now, if you're watching, you can close your eyes, keep them open,
Mhm.
whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but just connect with the earth. So, you might say, well, how do I connect with the earth? Just start pulling energy from the earth. So, if you're pulling energy from the center of the earth through your feet, through your body, and out the top of your head, and please don't ask how. This is not a how, just ask. And even if you don't feel anything, it's totally okay. So it's not about feeling it, it's really more about trusting it. So I can ask you right now, is the energy running? Yes or no? Just see what's lighter, yes or no for you. If it's a no, then I want to ask you right now, is it true? Is it true? Okay, so pull energy from the center of the earth through your body and out the top of your head. Even more and more. And we've been told so many times that we are bad, we're bad because we're on the planet, we're destroying
Mhm.
the planet. And so, right now, just perceive actually, is the planet having any kind of remorse that you are on it? Just allow yourself to receive that information. And then also, oftentimes we're not really allowing ourselves to receive from the planet because we're told we have to contribute to the planet
Mhm.
in order to change anything, in order to, create something different. We have to give, give, give. But maybe that's not really how this works. So, what if you actually started to receive more from the planet? So, right now, as you're having this energy go through your body, what if you allowed to receive that all the time and never stop it? So, as you're on the planet, can you always let that energy run through you? And tomorrow, you may not feel it the same way you do today, and don't make that wrong because it will change as you are practicing this more and more. It will always be different. So please don't come to conclusion or any presumptive reality about that. And now I would like you to actually, just for a moment, expand out even more. Just give yourself more space, give yourself even more space. And now I want you to ask the earth to show you the energy in 50 years because you're on the planet. Just perceive the energy 50 years from now because you're here. And now let the earth show you what it would be like if you weren't here. This might be a little bit surprising to you guys.
Totally.
But so if you ever, ever, ever again have any doubt about being here and being a contribution, please do this exercise and let the earth contribute to you and let her show you that difference in the energies. And then what if you really, truly, truly are willing to recognize the impact that you have with everything that you're being and doing? Cool.
I have to tell you something. I live in a very beautiful little lake just across me now. I'm overlooking their trees, and a lot of birds came and sang, just to give you the taste. And there was I forgot, I always look at the sound because of the sounds. I have an app that tells me which birds are here. And some I forgot the name. Anyway, a bird was looking into my window and singing, and then flew away as it ended. That's how nature really is responding to our receiving from it.
Yeah.
And as you said, rather than giving, what if receiving is the gift we could be for this
Mhm.
world? That
Yeah.
we're not taught about that. Thank you
No.
so much, so much, Susie. Do you
Thank
have any
you.
talk to the animals classes coming up, or conscious horse, conscious rider?
Well, I do personally have a few things coming up. If you go to suzygodsey.com, you can find them. But I really want to encourage you to look around because there are many facilitators that are doing these classes. And again, it's not about, you
Mm,
know, look at the energy. What is the contribution to you? It might also be the place where the class is being held and the facilitator and the other people in class. Please go by the energy. This is never about having an answer to anything. So if you want to know a little bit more about Talk to the Animals, you can go to talktotheanimals.com and you can see the upcoming classes and you get a little bit more of a sense of that. It is a specialty of Access Consciousness. And then if you want to know more about Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider, you do have to go to the Access Consciousness site
mhm.
and find it there. It's under specialties. Unfortunately, I cannot direct you to the main
I will.
page right now because
I will write that
unfortunately,
underneath.
yeah, the our main page is not working at
Yeah.
the moment, so that's a bit funny. But in either case, there's more to be found. And Access has so many specialties. I love all the different specialties
Yeah.
we have that really dive into all these different areas of things. And Gary and Dane have done an Earth class a few years ago that was
Mhm.
phenomenal. So there are things that you can play with that are specific to all of these things. And please join me in the
Okay.
decertification
I
process.
will
It's every
share.
day.
I will share that link as well. If any of you are not there yet, I strongly suggest that you be there. And just while you're working in your kitchen or doing something, driving, you can always tap into the energy.
Yep,
Really gives me a beautiful start of the day. If it is in the morning, later on, it doesn't matter. It
exactly.
changes your energy when you're listening. And thank you, Susie, for doing that. Thank
Yeah,
you for
thank
being
you.
a contribution.
I'm
Thank
grateful for everyone who's doing it with me. It's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, see you later, everyone. Thank you, Susie, and see you
Thank
somewhere
you.
in the world.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Really
you.
enjoy it. Thank
Thank
you.
you for me too.